I guess at this point, all we can really say is that this is probably one of the truest toss-ups. So good luck to both teams. Hopefully, they all play at 100% today. And we're sure we're going to have a good match.
Oh, yeah. I think this is going to go map 3. What do you think?
Yes. Map 3, I mean, why not, right? Why not give me like a 9-map banger for the entirety of my last 3 like appearances
Actually,
of
that's
the
true.
split.
Well, let's see here. Oh, gonna be a tube aggression. A Styron, though, able to get the orb. Let's see. However, Laz is gonna be first contact here as Wayne with the follow-up shots, and the mid is well taken care of.
Trying to be as patient as possible, but again, a small skirmish breaking out on B. It doesn't look like Full Sense are willing to commit to this just yet, especially when they're down 1.
They're down 1. No turret available to spot out mid whatsoever, but there is still Sushi Boys watching closely, as it is going to be a mid tussle. Here we go.
Oh.
Poison Cloud up and running. Find a couple of pre-firing shots as they will brave the smoke. They're going right in. And Wayne will be next to contact here. Gets the headshot. The trade follows through. And the spike's going to go down, but now the jig is up.
It is, and they will have no resistance whatsoever. I love the patience by Motive again, just going for that clean retake. Styron still has a lot of utility, but how long is it going to last?
There we go, Sushi Boys. Takes off Potter off the equation. Leviathan able to get a good eye on Rafters. Reposition. Sushi Boys with another frag. 2v1 situation. Sephiroth now down to half. It's going to be a tough battle against 2 special utilities on board. Styron finishes the job, and there you go. Motive able to defend on this pistol.
Kind of preface the matchup where the attacking side on Full Sense has to be the superior side, and you know, for Motive to take the pistol round is already enough to, you know, get themselves going. Hopefully, okay, game. It's so early in the day,
I know,
bro.
I know. Maybe it's just getting things out of the way, you know, very early, and then it's gonna be smooth sailing. Knock on wood. But yeah, I think that was, you know, quite an interesting start. You get to see 3 people from Motive corralling on mid, spots out Laz, who, you know, didn't get to anticipate the number of players that was going to be there, lying and waiting. And then, yeah, Motive is able to reap their rewards there. Fantastic first round for the team.
I like the singular outlaw purchase by Leviathan, but he sells it and goes for the stinger instead. So that's also kind of telling us that they want to play it fast. No, he goes for the marshal. Oh, the outlaw is back. Okay, make up your mind, so I can talk about the game. I'm kidding. But thank you to everybody who's making this as smooth as possible. It does look like this is going to be a quick execute, so Motive, they better be sharp. Better be aware.
Ooh. Oh, Sushi Boys with the sharp shooting. Leviathan responds in kind. Potter just trying to get the yellow players. Sushi Boys, though, has an inkling that perhaps somebody's on kitchen, but will not spot this out. The buy from Full Sense really paying off here. The spike's gonna go down.
I like how there's so many color call-outs on this map. There's orange, there's yellow.
Yeah.
Quite colorful. Think green. Yeah, for long sometimes too. But being of, it is green light for Mr. Leviathan. No frag though.
Not at all. Sees the shoulder peeking out. 30 HP. Styron's still trying to recover this. Potter coming from the side. Spots out where the one is. The sandwich commences. And it's 1 for 1. Motive. Full Sense bought a lot of these very scary guns.
Ooh. Motive is down the hole again. We talked about how difficult it is to lose the second round, the anti-eco over the pistol round, and I think we're feeling the effects of it. I'm surprised that they couldn't capitalize on that body advantage, especially when they had that early frag. I was kind of expecting maybe a safer response from CT, because I guess I was expecting Sushi Boys to see more, but hey, some of these judgment calls just happen way too quickly, and I don't think they as expected kitchen to get taken that quickly. And again, full sense, they're just really doubling down on B.
Yeah, full sense, full sending it. The rotation's gonna come through though from Motive, so they're definitely gonna catch this.
Well, we'll see what the pistols can do. I mean, they only have a bunch of classics, but they are in range to be lethal.
Exactly. Bit of a tag onto Leviathan. QQ God, rather. Potter though, still onto yellow. Able to switch up to the classic. Gets coverage. And Sushi Boys has an angle here onto Ness. Drops down 25 HP. Still trying to be intact. Look at this round. This pistol round is working out. Leviathan trying to make something work out. Wayne still on a jiggle peek through the wall all alone. What can you do with a bunch of classics? All these guns unreachable for an upgrade, and full sense still able to make sure that they secure the round.
I didn't even realize Wayne already has res. So that's honestly pretty fast. I think they were cryoing the orb also on A. So maybe they're feeding a lot of volume to Wayne just so they can have like that 6-man possibly up. But yeah, like it did look a little scary. I was expecting the wall to have a bit more value than that, but full sense so sharp. I mean, they fully were aware of that, broke it down, let that post plant rip, and just kind of played patient. Motive, they now have a chance to maybe tie this up with a gun round for themselves, because once again, you cannot let full sense build a full head of steam.
Yeah, they can get pretty scary once momentum builds up. I really like this from Motive, though. Always feeding the orbs to Styron to gain access to Hunter's Fury as early as possible alongside the Resurrect. But they are sort of aware that the Sova is here with the drone now coming out.
Could be a tell. Could be a sign there's presence. And look at Motive, they're already preparing for the hit. Wall is broken. What does full sense have in the bag?
Still trying to be patient here as the spike moves along. It is going to be the operator that will be catching the cavalry on the way to B.
Oh, that's horses. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I just didn't expect you to make the sound, but
Hope
off
I did
to
a
the
good
races
job.
we go, I
Yep,
guess.
there it is. They're picking up the pace here. Vera does hear the tailwind, has access. They cross,
Wow.
and they can't see a single thing. Force reposition. Maybe somebody coming from behind. Sushi Voice, though, gets that first blood. Sephiroth immediately trades as Leviathan is going to push through Snowman. Spotted out by Vera. Gets taken down. QQ God in the middle of it all. Under the bridge. Stealthily keeps himself intact, but gets spotted by Styron flaring. Gets one apiece. All up to last to make sure that they're able to make this, is able to make this a bit competitive. Well, not competitive. Oh, yeah, no access on the spike. Can't see a thing. But there you go, 2 for 2. Motive did a fantastic job there in that round.
I'm amped. Let's go.
I was about to say, with them not clearing Vera, that should have been like an easy round for Motive, and there you go, it materialized into that. Great pick by Vera too. Great job by fighting that snow clear, making that crawl up to kitchen that much easier. Again, we saw Laz try to maybe put up a last stand. Just too many guns pointed towards his direction. Full sense they still have enough of a bank to buy up fully. Sushi Boys, however, sticking to the Guardian, feeling a little bit of the after effects of losing 2 in a row. They still go for this mid default where they try and take control of kitchen. Vera, does he know? Yes, he does.
Smooth stuff coming from Vera, really maximizing the value off of this operator. Gets a scan onto Potter. They're still able to cross through Tube, and Sephiroth get a bit of a long drawn trade.
The window to the halls. But Wayne, like we said, that res is up so quick.
Oh my word, Styron! Ain't stopping!
Right here.
Now it's all up to QQ God and Leviathan.
Ooh, they're creeping up. At least they can get the spike down, right? I mean, if QQ God does it, they have a chance with this post plant. It is a Viper close to pit. Actually, they have a decision to make here. Do they play far and let QQ God focus on the post plant? And it does look like they're committing to that. He's trying to backpedal onto long here, while Leviathan could snatch a freebie if he gets the proper timing.
Ooh, Absolutely. Oh, Eve, despite close quarters, still quick to the trigger. Walls now up. Snake bite to just zone away. Vera has eyes on the prize. QQ God gets taken down and they get the defuse.
Man.
Spike diffused.
Motive are doing such a great job of remaining intact in the early round because if we looked at Full Sense yesterday, one of the key points to their attack was winning these smaller skirmishes, and Motive just flat out, they're not allowing Full Sense to run them down. Sure, they're just giving up a little bit of space, but not too much that they can't reoccupy these key points on the map. And this operator finding so much value. We just didn't see that yesterday too. The operator picks, I think barring like one map, were at most like non-influential to the round.
And it's so consistent too on Icebox at the very beginning as well. Hunter's Fury now activated. Knives out, dashing in. Leviathan spots him. And there again, and no operator. It is going to be on Wayne, however, that's been the operator has been transferred to.
Maybe I should stay quiet, you know? Those, oops.
The curse.
Might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe also teams are just getting so good at outmaneuvering the op. I mean, the maps can get claustrophobic incredibly quickly. So limiting these points for the op be a skill that everybody's practiced. But Sushi Boys, how long is he gonna survive here?
Ooh, Siren with the trigger discipline finds the one, gets the second before he falls. Sushi Boys now spots out, knows where the last player is gonna be. And the spy carrier is down, even lockdown destroyed. And once again, all up to QQ God to make things happen, but against 3, it's gonna be a little bit tough. Spike's already in the middle of nowhere. Operator on the hands of Wayne, getting a lot of value as well. Motive continues for the lead.
And this was the exact like mechanic of the matchup that I was talking about earlier. Motive is just so well-rounded. You can't really say that one side is considerably weaker than the other. But you know, their heads-up calls also really shine through despite that lack of, I guess, specialization. You know, they're just super well-rounded.
And super, just as you said, well-adjusted, knowing, you know, what to do whenever Full Sense decides to full send it onto mid. Potter.
Oh,
There's the scan onto Wayne.
that's such a good orb. Because that's the fast route down to jail, so you can pick up the orb. And maybe you get a frat, but look at Vera.
Vera has the operator now, not on Wayne's hands. There's the peek, even the swing, but Potter fast on the trigger. Able to take him down. Walls are up. Where will this go? No wall for Wayne. Actually already activated, tucked in this corner. There's only one area to enter through. And then Wayne just knows where to go. Nano Swarm into the slow orb. It's painful. It's lava. Despite it being ice, Hunter's Fury as well. They're funneling all the utility. And now QQ got down to 19 HP.
That's a cold burn if I've ever seen one. And he's the most pushed forward here, so he has to be careful. But a pit, another layer.
Another layer to the onion. Who's gonna cry? Wayne gets another frag. Takes down the Viper's pit, actually. As spots out another. Feeding a lot of these res orbs available. Flaring with a follow-up kill. Sushi Boy is now gonna try to defuse, and Wayne, 3 kills, 2 off of the orb.
They
said
have no right to
pushing Full Sense close to tears here. These last, what, 3-4 rounds have been
continue
unresponded to.
It's
And Motive are
righteous.
looking to keep on building. And I have to say, this is like a super classic lineup. Like a throwback to 2022 when Sage was a bit more common on Icebox. And we're seeing why it's so powerful. At the same time, there's just that much more safety now, considering they doubled the range on her res, and I think they doubled the range on the wall cast. So Sage can be proactive and still be relatively safe.
And the fact that Motive has been using the Sage despite, you know, the buffs weren't present yet. So, you know, Wayne is even stronger now with the barrier orb and res, you know, buffs coming into this playoffs patch. But of course, Full Sense, a bit of a timeout here. They did fantastic on round 2 where they did a did buy, Outlaws and the Sheriff, and it worked out really well for them. But after that, Motive has been pretty smooth sailing after, acquiring the operator for Vera.
Early timeout here by Full Sense, and they've talked about pretty much all the things you highlighted here. That the operator is a problem, the change of pace with the slow orbs is a problem. The fact that Wayne is close to another res is gonna be a potential problem. Flaring's not too far off from the pit, so they could maybe prio that for him and get that, preemptive pit going. Full Sense, they found a bit more success towards B, and now they're looking to find that spark again.
Let's see, though. That spark is gonna be indeed there. They move towards A instead. I wonder if the orb has been acquired already for Styron. I can see pings, but the timing might not be in his favor if he's not a bit too careful. Let's see, though. Sephiroth will not spot a thing. Oh, orb already acquired. Mission accomplished.
Wow.
Shut down.
Ooh. Able to escape. And a wall is close to being up. Still, doesn't hear a single thing just yet. Layers upon layers. Slow orb. Into the right side of A. Laz, though, able to get the high ground. So if the wall goes down, that's going to be a clear shot. Never mind. Wayne, how did you do that? There's no way. Wayne. There were 3 people looking at him and still managed to get 2 kills. I'm losing my mind.
The murmurs were there. They were so sure. But Wayne pulled out a fast one on them. And you could already see his impact, by the way, before that hit even started. You saw Full Sense just kind of pause up. Look, they're not even taking belt anymore because of that slow orb messing up that route. And now you add on the fact that he gets a double before anybody could cross into too deep into the site. Last Styron backing it up. Motive Esports are on fire. It does look like Icebox is their playground.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And look at that. Resurrection now up once again for Wayne.
Deploying drone.
Just having to feed a lot of these orbs and kills to gain access to the 6v5.
Man, could be messy here. Vera peering down the sideline and gets one. He backs off.
Potter, tailwind activated. Vera with the angle, slow orb to deter any sort of push. Flaring with the assist angle, as well as much faster to the trigger. Leviathan, though, sneakily making his way onto tubes. Just trying to be wary here. Sushi boys, this is a timing workout. No, Wayne. Again, high alert.
Right here.
It's crazy. So much awareness here. Now they're boxed in. They don't really have anywhere else to go. They don't even check yellow.
Here.
Flaring could spell disaster for Full Sense.
Sushi boys, though, however. Potter, Wayne again with the assist.
Poison's off.
With Laz.
One enemy remaining.
Flaring, though, coming from behind and transfers to the second corner. What a play from Flaring.
I knew it. It's like we have access to all the information and the players don't. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
But yes, we do, guys. Obviously, we can make these calls a lot easier, you know. I'm just saying. But at the same time, I think this has been a bit of an issue for Full Sense, really. Because this is the second time they've left the player on yellow. The first time was Vera with the operator. And it seems that they're still foregoing this position. Not entirely sure why. But it does look like they're going to have a go at B again this time. Slightly more equipped. Sure, they have 2 sheriffs. The Blade Storm's a bit far away. This time they invested Dart early. But once again, Motive can reoccupy that. They can refill that space if they choose to. Laz is expecting the aggression. So far, discipline abound for our MYSG squad.
And the fact that you get to see Vera far advanced, has information where they're going to be coming from. No need. Flaring, firing a couple of shots. Sushi boys lands the kill. Meanwhile, Plant Spike not down just yet. Forced to reposition. As you get to see Vera on A, to slowly make his way into a better spot to see the rotation.
The thing is, too, they're gonna keep leaving Vera alone as long as Full Sense don't take care of him. Like, if they prove that Vera will survive these prolonged fights. There's no reason to back him up and, you know, leading into more bodies onto that quote-unquote preferred side. Oh, but Vera, man of the hour, doesn't land the shot. He does get the info, though, and he backs out smartly. No, wait!
Wait, he's still not
Spike
done.
down
Tailwind
A.
activated,
got
backs
the spike.
away, puts a lot of respect in the possible onslaught of false sense here. There with a bit of an off angle, lands the headshot, Spike goes down. Leviathan, all up to him to make something
seconds
happen, a
left.
consolation prize, a kill, but Motive not gonna give him anything at all.
This is an absolute chokehold on this defense. Full sense for the first time in the last 2 days look blunted. They cannot find a way through the map, whether it's been trying to default mid, trying to pull a lot of resource here, or just straight up going to a site. And, you know, there's also some clear reasons why they're just not trying to hit A. Their preferred routes, getting hit by the slow orbs. So the double wall combination and kind of funneling them into the wider gap hasn't been working out. The operator on Vera also has been a problem. So there's this checklist of things that they kind of want to get rid of. But honestly, it feels like they're running out of time on this half. The lead has been built, and Vera's getting more daring.
Kept that in their back pocket. Unfortunately, wasn't able to transition to a first blood kill, but lockdown now forced out. Full send. Let's see if they'll send it over here onto A, because there's movement already coming from Potter. Going on to Nest, has eyes now to Swarm. Gonna take a bit of damage onto Potter, but he's still A-okay. Lockdown now expired. Null command now activated as well. They're gonna be waiting in the fringes as Motive will take their time with a 5-man retake.
Lots of patience. They're waiting for this null command to maybe expire, but they're also willing to take these fights straight up. Potter's the lone man on the site. What can he find? A shot to the leg, perhaps.
Oh, Cloudburst. They're gonna close in the numbers. Vera able to take down Potter, who's just trying to sit quietly onto the site. Sephiroth and even a Viper Spit coming from flaring as a response. They need to take him down. Sephiroth over tier onto Maze as Wayne gets another kill. There's the Hunter's Fury activated as well. The spike is ticking. There is no time. They're gonna be lacking it. Vera now forced. The Fuser has been eliminated as Leviathan is able to land a headshot as Wayne tries to be the hero, but time is not on their side.
You said A-okay for MTV for a while, but it was Full Sense carving out that RAP on that round. 3-8. They still have a chance. They have one more just to avoid, you know, that pistol round being the potential like game ender here. Great stuff. They saw the opportunity with the Hunter's Fury. They spaced it out properly. And what else can we say? Despite Wayne getting the volume there, just could not get enough players away from his teammates to complete that defuse. So one more round, a Full Sense, good momentum, but MTV's bank has been virtually unbreakable.
Exactly. Despite this, what do you call this? The Viper Spit. Though, Styron able to get the tag on a QQ, God.
Oh,
No Sova for you. Full Sense.
nice Sova play. Too bad.
Yeah.
You God. That sucks, to be honest. Like,
I agree.
getting Hunter's Fury like that as a Sova.
Yep.
But wait a minute, Vera.
There you go. Big value, Wayne. Gonna climb right up. Potter with the response as well. Flying high in the sky as a resurrection will come in. Potter gonna get blocked off by this wall, forced to go to the other side. No choice as the funnel comes through. Either you go quite vertical. Laz slowly creeping in. 45 seconds on the clock. Operator's not gonna land. Wayne, however, is a machine. And still forcing out Sephiroth out of there just to try and save, maybe get a punish. And flaring with a flank. And there you go, the round is over. MTV with a huge lead here on the first half.
He's not bruised, but he can definitely put on the cowl. Wayne has come prepared. His Sage has just been phenomenal. 15-7 at the half, as well as Vera and Styron completely obliterating everybody. And, you know, MTV, they're looking so dominant here. I'm really hoping for Full Sense to bounce back.
definitely need to win this pistol round to have a better chance at catching up.
Here.
Seems like the conditions for a full sense are a little soft on the ground. They can't find their footing, and maybe, just maybe, having trouble accelerating into, you know, the speed that they would like. 6 rounds up is Motive. They're not being too impatient about this, but wow, Vera, don't tell me you get another one. Come on.
There is no way. Still alive even. Bit of a trade here and there, but only 2 left. Spike is down, flaring, able to eliminate Potter and Sushi Boys with an off angle, and they all walked into enemy territory, and Motive reaped the rewards.
Everyone's tech still working? Double check it, please.
My goodness. Motive have hit the ground running here, and it doesn't feel like they're rushed. They know they have a big lead. They know that all they have to do is stick to the strat. We'll be good. They have all the gas in the tank. Now they have yet another advantage. But we have to remember, Full Sense stole a round away on the eco. But this time, no more Outlaw.
Playing a bit on the safer side, knowing that, you know, even though it's 10, it's still just 10. We've seen massive comebacks before in Valorant. Vera, top of the box. Comes the peak. Laz, though, able to find a frag onto, you know, Vera here. And now they're forced to retreat a little bit.
Now they have to worry a little bit that Full Sense can actually retrieve that weapon Vera dropped. Sushi Boy's trying to lurk here, but there was a timing on his utility. And I think that was a giveaway.
Coming back.
Motive are still hanging around B. But again, they still have the better weapons here, Rico.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look at the stack. Packed. And here we go. Wayne's still able to get a frag despite the numbers once again. The pattern is emerging. And Styron still not stopping. QQ God with the classic in his hand. We'll try to play for time a little bit here and find what information he can grab.
30 seconds left.
I love the shoulder peaks, man. That's my preferred peak. And good dart to actually make QQ God think twice about swinging into that, but he does anyway, tries to deny it. Unfortunately for him, there was no weapon to really retrieve in that situation. So now it is 3-11.
What?
Motive.
Yeah. This is insane.
Really is.
They really are bolting to the finish line here with the score that they're showing.
Could say it's divine might, you know, procking.
True.
I still don't have Symboli on my account. I'm really sad. Anywho.
Eventually.
That one's on the nose. That one's really on the nose. You know what I mean? But MTV, they're really not, you know, making this a complicated affair. They want to win.
They want to win.
It's all business.
Yeah, absolutely. They really are shooting for victory here. As Laz, though, trying to make sure that the numbers are even still and competitive. It is a hero rifle on the side of Vera that's still pretty much alive. Sushi Boys gets taken down. But Vera's still alive. He's gonna get spotted. He drops down and gets scanned. We'll search for cover. Flaring. Able to infiltrate enemy lines. They didn't see this coming. Unfortunate timing for Leviathan. And now, the coast is clear? Question mark. Not for long, as Laz is gonna walk his way towards B. The rest is gonna run through that area. Here comes the interaction between the two. Laz still remaining on top, waiting for the right timing, but no one is gonna budge.
No tunnel vision, though, by flaring. Lots of patience.
Spike
Again,
planted.
you know that there's gonna be that elevated movement. They can't just go through him. You have to go side to side, and he's still alive. They don't know he's there. This could be a big problem.
Once he gets the first kill, that's gonna be... Oh, wait, they're next to each... Are they next to each other? No, Vera. Vera!
Oh, he's so smart.
They're able to grab cover immediately. Laz, though, despite the coverage, is able to find the jiggle peak. Flaring still tucked into this corner. Doesn't get spotted immediately. Laz, 1-for-1, 1v1. Laz, though, tries his best to stick towards the spike, but Motive is now at match point.
Wayne, the end closer, gets another round on the board for Motive. And Full Sense, they are floundering. They really have to power through this. They need to dig deep and maybe tap into their gut stat just so they can even compete. But I can't believe they're pinned to 3. Again, flaring,
Yeah.
winning out that gunfight was even more surprising to me.
Does feel like, you know,
As one.
it is quite a difficult start for Full Sense, and we've only seen one timeout from the entire map so far. And we'll have to see if Motive is able to finish this and wrap things up in round 16.
We'll see. I mean, I know Full Sense, they're not going to be willing to go down without a fight. But Motive couldn't care less what they're feeling. That's 2 already out. What? Come on, Wayne. Calm down, man.
You will not kill my ally.
Even a resurrect to add, you know, gas to the fire. Fuel to the fire, rather. Potter, 22 HP. Tailwind activated. Could be a double swing here from high and low, but Sushi Boys finds the high. And now it's a 13-3 finish for Motive. A quick map.
And some of the other teams, and I think that's the reason why Yoru is so interesting to me. He was never really like a bad agent per se. He's just, it was so hard to figure him out. And this time, teams have fully acclimated to him. And now we're seeing him being fielded a lot more. You can say the same thing about ISO too. Motive, they go for something else. They have the Neon. Very fast.
Very, very fast indeed. Always the front runner in these engages on these sites. But we'll have to see if that's indeed the point of attack for Motive. Here we go.
Well, the duty of dignity calls for Potter, who wants to get the first kill, and first blood it is on Styron. MTV is going to be blind for the remainder of the pistol.
As the spike even moves to Garage, Sushi Boys has spotted this out. The jig is up. Let's see though, he is the lone warrior over there on site. Let's see if he's able to push through. Nope, Leviathan takes him down immediately. Vera might be next in contact, and Leviathan just not stopping.
Too many heads to click. Wayne and Flaring have a lot in their hands. Flaring's already so tagged that they've discovered where the other player is, and Wayne, despite being healthy, I don't know what they can do here.
Yeah, especially a bit tagged up already, unless Wayne has something to say about it. All alone here as Potter lands a 3K to finish and wrap up this pistol round.
Great sign for Full Sense, starting off strong this time and have an allowance of rounds now. And I don't think Motive is the type of team to actually force anything. And, you know, at the moment they're not looking to upgrade. Potter actually saw a slight gap in that cage and managed to land that shot. And it just kind of snowballed from here. Pulled a lot of attention. Now, thing about Haven too, there's just... Again, there's 3 sites. That also just gives you an infinite amount of combinations where attackers could find a timing or just kind of lurk up. Last takes some damage from short. Actually, that's quite a bit. The armor has been shredded and he's not one to carry an upgraded weapon here. Doesn't really affect his dueling prowess. Wow.
I know. The cross was spotted. Laz was ready for it. Meanwhile, C already infiltrated by the rest of Full Sense, as Laz still remains intact on spawn.
Spike planted.
Who else is there to challenge me? Laz states, but already pretty much tagged up. Ghost upgraded now for flaring.
Found one, but that's not the weapon they were looking to pick up. Motive most likely have already conceded this round or just waiting for the spike to pop. In Full Sense, they're not taking any chances here. They're still playing compact. They're still holding on to these crossfires. I mean, there are still orbs to find. But now they start their exit at the safest route too. Motive, they'll just wait for that void to consume them.
It's, again, -1. Only Laz on the other side. Full Motive. Happy to take that one as the void will explode and take their lives. Now let's see what the bonus is going to look like for Motive, as you know, pistol rounds does feel like quite the even matchup for both of these teams. I think they're both proficient, especially what we saw in Icebox. But props to Laz for really, you know, guarding the guarding spawn there and just really catching a lot of the rotations for Motive.
Motive, the focus up here. because there is so much ground to cover, and quite frankly, a lot of execution required to play this double controller lineup. But once they allow Full Sense to really take the lead here and maybe build up some sort of cushion,
Time to jump.
Full Sense, they're just gonna play fully unrestrained. That's gonna spell doom. That's probably gonna spell a 3-map series. Flaring, very daring.
I know.
Wall is not down, and he's just gonna peek.
I have retrieved the spike.
You're trying to catch them by surprise. Won't be able to spot out anyone, but guess what? It's a little bit of a tussle here onto Garage. Potter, chip damage, just not as much, however, still finds the headshot. The important kind, the Sushi Boys.
Revealing
It is
area.
so scary here for Motive.
A lot of passive info gather move, but Styron, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Can he survive?
Let's see that. Yeah, trapped in a corner here. Even Sephiroth was there onto Sewers. And they get a 3-man retake. What can you do? Vera gonna start things off, hiding inside the smoke. A crossfire prepared already. That's -1. The slide comes through, trying to clean up Slate on towards the site, but gets taken down by Sephiroth. 100. Still a lot of HP as they catch them trying to
One enemy
retreat.
remaining.
All up to Flaring on this big 1v1. Is Flaring no? Is Flaring aware? Yes, he is. An expensive round for Motive, but a needed round win nonetheless.
An almost conversion here for Full Sense looked super dicey, but with Vera and his cut and drive, really pushing the team into at least winning territory. Like you said, that was such a pricey round. Now they might be operating with lesser weapons if they're gonna prioritize the utility, and I would wager they are, because this is an incredibly utility-heavy comp. That's the risk you're running when you have a Viper.
Player standing.
But once again, I think we talked about this too yesterday. When you're running this lineup specifically, you're kind of expecting the game to drag out and allow yourself time to condition the opposition. But it does look like Motive, they're speeding up the pace just a little bit and backing up at the very last second. I think that was a perfect call there. Spike down on Full Sense, no commit, just scan.
Just scan and they're rewarded for a frag. Flaring gets taken down. The clutcher from earlier as they make a rush onto B.
Oh man. Motive would have a good spot here, but B is such an awkward fight to take, especially with the amount of flashes and utility available. But wait a minute, Sushi Boys, come on now.
Alarm
There you go.
out.
Already gets the trade done. Spike has been planted already. The buddy system now commences as Potter is alongside Sephiroth as they try to push back. But guess what? Wayne is right there. Paranoia into the site. Shrouded step outside of the site itself as he gets a 3rd kill. Teleports back into it. Doesn't find him. Even lands another kill. And Laz finishes the job. Full Sense still in the lead with this one.
The Black Feathers are all over the site. That was the One-Winged Angels work. Sephiroth continuing his hot streak from yesterday and quickly restraining Motive there before things could go out of hand. They are now up 2 rounds, but those 2 rounds have been so hard fought, especially with Motive kind of ramping up in the previous round here. And without these heroics, I don't think this round would have been possible.
Player standing.
I know.
สวยฟ้าโหดมาก
It was incredibly close back to back, right? Flaring with a clutch, now Laz as well with a follow-up frag to make sure that the round is secured. All expensive rounds back to back, but we'll see. Turrets placed onto C,
Time to
and
jump.
there is Wayne standing guard alongside Sushi Boys.
Otter holding it down with the Outlaw. That's been such a fruitful weapon, not just for the frag bonus, but as well as the ability to one-shot anything that doesn't have a full shield. That senses something is amiss. He could be right, or he could be very wrong.
Ooh, this is exciting. Laz, though, checking every single corner, checks the left one first, and therefore Styron is able to deal the first move. Vera as well in a bit of this tight corner. Do they check again after what happened Over there, there's the flash. There's the shorty, but the flash is gonna be the death of Vera. Sushi Boys though with the assist and a snake bite to make sure that they bathe in pain. Potter ready for the dimensional drift to catch the spike, send it elsewhere. But here comes the unexpected play. Gets in, gets out, gets a kill.
That is so smart.
Very
Siron
smart.
would be smarter.
Here it is, 1v1 situation into the platform. Could make the teleport play as he tries to climb up. And therefore Styron is able to take advantage. Quick to the trigger. Motive catching up.
They sacrificed for nothing.
Oh my goodness. I love that play by Potter to just try to pull a fast one on Wayne. And
Yeah.
I think for a lot of players too, they'd predict the same. Surely he's gonna try and run with a spike to the opposite side. The moment he tried to pull out his weapon, well, things just did not go. But again, another impressive thrifty around here. I was also super worried for Vera.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario was they tried to play full contact, but ISO shield was popped. It got even worse that he was flashed and he preemptively shot the shorty. But hey, at that point, what else can you really do?
There are definitely a lot of possibilities. And in the end, Styron, from A to C, able to make a play and make things work. Meanwhile, full sense. We'll see here. The silent approach onto A will be broken down by the turret shots. Styron, the clutch maker from earlier, is going to be on top of heaven. But they're still not going to be pushing through just yet.
Deploying drone.
A lot more patience again, but maybe the conditioning is taking into effect here. Gets the kill contract. Who is it?
Who is gonna win? Who's gonna win this contract? That is the question, Leviathan. Able to seal the deal. Yeah, what he said.
Yep. I love that ult. That's probably my favorite ult in the game. You know, it is
I agree.
truly one of the coolest ones. Domain expansion.
Boom! Flaring though! And Styron back to back, but Leviathan still not stopping his onslaught. Able to get trades for trades. Wayne though, with a bit of an off angle, catching them by surprise with the swing as they make their travels. A bit difficult as Leviathan falls down. Potter trying to see alongside Sephiroth, checking every single corner as Wayne repositions the smoke to hide his place. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Vera with the operator. How is this going to go?
How is this gonna go? Both incredibly lethal players. I think they have an idea where both of them are, but Potter, I like the confidence here. No info whatsoever. They have to play off timing. Vera. This is the barrel, I think.
What?
Oh.
Oh dear. The game sense. 100%. With 100
Yeah.
SS. Well, 100 is not very high. I meant
1200
1,000.
width.
I'm just so used to saying 100, you know? You get me right now.
All good, all good. It looks so great at the beginning
I know.
for a motive, but again, you really cannot discount the fact that these teams, all these teams competing in our playoffs are so equipped in the mid-round with their heads-up plays and whatnot. At the same time, can you really fault Potter for positioning himself in such a way? I think the read came out that, okay, he might be swinging from long. And, you know, sometimes you just have to kind of play these types of angles. One could argue that maybe he could have waited for the defuse. He's a Yoru, he has clone, he has all this and that. Maybe they're actually going over this as we speak. But it's such a full sense getting the timeout here.
What's going to be the plan in mind for Full Sense? This motive is slowly catching up. Again, Full Sense has a very nice start. And not only that, I think both of these teams, in comparison to Icebox, this is definitely a much, much closer map for both. It all boils down to the 1v1s so far in our first half.
So many rounds that are down to the wire. And this is exactly how we were expecting that first map. But that's also one of the reasons why we thought that this would come down to the draft. Motive Esports still on this slow burn comp Flaring's gonna get spotted out though. How long is he gonna survive this exchange? And Sephiroth, where are you going?
Ooh, backside. Looks like it's a repause to see. Sushi Boys has no awareness that Sephiroth's on backside. Now the operator player is down. Styron trying his best to tag and spot out a few of the members of Full Sense, making the way towards C. Here we go. Neural Theft now activated as well. Flaring's position is exposed as the Overdrive now activated as well. And Motive is mowing them down. And they're all disappearing left and right. Laz all alone here until Long and just gets lasered to death. Motive, what a quick round for them. 4-3 now.
This defense is holding up, but you can still see the lethality of Full Sense be in effect. Leviathan is close to his kill contract, as well as Potter on that dimensional drift. And we've seen the savvy and, of course, just like how slick they have been using these. Motive, what do they have on the board? They have Lockdown, great for the retakes, as well as Flaring's Pit. Pit is going to be a problem if Flaring decides to invest it towards B, and it looks like they might double down on that. There's not a lot of utility waiting towards C. We see a singular ping, actually now 2 from Full Sense side. So they have an interest, they have a read that somebody might be pushing up towards that. They might be setting up a split, but Potter out before he can get any solid information.
You're right. They might double down here on this B to C approach, as Full Sense was able to sort of rotate and juggle. Siren, though, will get spotted out. Sephiroth, much faster on the trigger. Flaring is going to enter enemy territory. Snakebite even activated just to prevent anyone from crossing. But guess what? Potter is right there. And Leviathan will be able to get the backstab onto Flaring. But guess what? Another plot twist is happening. There's backstabs on backstabs on backstabs here. Raph, let's see though. That's a double check coming from Wayne. He's jumping up and down, but it's not going to help. Vera, however, trying to recover, sees the back of Leviathan rotating to A.
Gosh.
What is happening?
They have no idea. Potter, he's gonna walk into CT. No, he plays Hell.
Oh dear.
But he's not. Uh-oh. One of them could die here. Honestly, one of the attackers could die here.
You know what?
Vera.
See? Oh, there. No. Exposed. Fast lane. Just to pick a side, and the side is death towards Potter. And once again, Laz being the assassin of this round. Sushi Boys has no choice but to keep the operator.
What an interesting round, and what a mobile round. Everybody being so nimble.
Yeah.
There's so many close calls too. Like if ever they VOD this out, or maybe watch like the stream down the line, that should have been one of the more confusing ones when you don't have all this info.
Yeah.
But I guess
agree.
the consolation prize is Full Sense. They've equalized. Sushi Boys still keeps the op. Things are still pretty decent. They didn't invest the pit, but you already saw the struggle, right? Once you have wall, once you had the snake bite down, it just becomes so hard to push. If Leviathan didn't leak from wherever he came from, then there was no chance that Full Sense was pushing through. And you know how Full Sense is. Give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Exactly. That was really impressive macro from Full Sense. You gotta hand it to them. They might keep doing this over and over. Vera using the fast lane a little bit there just for that temporary coverage. Fast in, fast out, get a kill.
Deploying drone.
Times you have to divvy up the long races, 3 sprints.
True.
That's how Bakshin tried to
Bakshin.
justify her Arimakinan run. It didn't work, obviously.
Oh.
You know, there was an attempt.
There was an attempt, especially over here on, well, Long. They might just decide to go for a different race, maybe towards C.
Let's see if the players have any inkling of what's brewing. I mean, if we really look at how the utility is spread out, can't necessarily say there's a weak side here. A, sure, pretty bare with utility, but Sushi Boys, this operator that he saved, could benefit him greatly. Steph doesn't smoke it, and he gets found.
Even the Poison Cloud timing. Now they double back into the A area.
30 seconds left.
But guess what? Vera's going to remain as the rotate back from Flaring up to Heaven will really benefit them greatly as they see QQ God able to get the frag in. Vera though is gonna slide onto towards the right, get spotted out by QQ God and Laz. Now here comes the smoke, the
10
cage.
seconds left.
They even get to clutch the plant on the spike. Lockdown now activated as well. 2v2 situation. There's the Hunter's Fury to eliminate the lockdown, but the ult for an ult will be exchanged as a 1v2
Oh,
now
no.
commences. Operator for the retake and the drone to spot him out. There's not a lot of utilities. Weapon switch. Tries to make sure he can get any advantage whatsoever in this fight. The double swing might happen from hell as the angles are narrowed down. Laz being such a monster here on Haven, able to clutch this one again.
Full Sense wrestle the lead away, and great job of just removing the lockdown from play here. I saw the idea by Wade just to kind of, you know, have that momentary 1v1, because if they cancel that the Hunter's Fury then and there, then that would have spelled disaster for Full Sense. Laz doing such a great job too, despite getting the 1v1, or in spite of getting forced into 1v1, still winning it out. You know, lands a shot, gets that going for his team, and Full Sense once again have the lead. They will have to deal with this pause though, at least Motive is. And they're trying to figure out what's not working. Where are all these lurks coming from? Why can't we hold it down as well as we did in Icebox?
The round before 2 rounds ago, that was an amazing display of macro coming from the side of Full Sense. That, of course, I feel like a timeout is necessary after all of that. And now they really need to, you know, lay out the groundwork, stabilize onto Haven, because of course you definitely do not want to, go down to the lower bracket, as MTV will be playing off of a broken buy here.
It is going to be maximum effort this time for Motive, and they've still hung on to this pit. I'm curious what they have in mind. Are they saving it for the post plant? Are they waiting for more info to be confirmed?
What? I'm out of here. That's Vera. Oh, maybe wants to double back, maybe find a kill, but Vera will only take one before he falls. Leviathan ready for the kill contract to be activated. Catches off Wayne. Wayne, one of the sharpest shooters over here on to Motive, but of course much faster on the trigger. And they're taking A so fast that the round pretty much is over after it started.
Motive on back to Sushi Boys, trying to this clutch. Just can't get anything going with all the weapons, with all the isolations. And it seems that Full Sense have found a consistent vulnerability in this defense. A has been their prime target despite Vera fighting that early frag. There just wasn't enough firepower behind him here. Sure, the Phantom did get picked up, but it was here, you know. If it was somebody else to get caught by the kill contract, if it was Styron, sure, there could have been a chance with the Phantom. But alas, it had to be the classic to get vacuumed, to get white minivan.
Quite unfortunate there, but buy round now has commenced for Motive. They got the big guns. And let's see, the trail goes to B or a transition to C. There's a lot of choices here, just depending if Sephiroth is able to...
Timing!
Oh no! He knows this! What? Distracted by the alarm bot! So Wayne took advantage. Now gets a double kill, able to shrouded step off of backside.
I can't believe that happened.
I know, same.
That alarm bot could have just won them the round here. QQ God and Laz could be walking into a trap, and his shoulder far too broad for his liking. Sushi Boys finds him, and QQ God will follow suit. 6-5 now. Motive have one more chance to equalize this, but it is a similar story from the previous map. Full Sense economy is just way too built up for them to be in shambles.
I know, like, amazing stuff coming from Motive here. Just as you said, it could have been the alarm bot that won the round, and Wayne taking advantage of the timing, getting -2 immediately. And now, just as you said, economy still pretty good for Full Sense after the back-to-back wins. But ult economy-wise, it's lighting up for Motive.
Got the spike.
See all those circles on your end. This should be where you cash out your pit, no? They've been holding on to it for so long.
I agree. Especially B might be a point of contention. Oh, Hunter's Fury just sort of scare them away as they try to run for the hills. And Sushi Boys gets a triple. My word. What was that?
That was a conveyor belt of frags.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sushi Boys. Oh, there's the shots landing. Sephiroth with the trade, but guess what? Styrens is there. Still not over. 11 health. Sushi Boys ain't stopping. Possibly could remain in place rather to spot out a rotation. They don't want to give more kills. Sephiroth, let's see though. They're looking at window, and Wayne finishes the job. The first half ends 6-6.
Ooh.
Switching sides.
Motive did a good job of hanging on and not allowing Full Sense to build up any sort of cushion. So now you're going to have that extra tension going into the pistol. Both teams pretty effective at it. And we've seen a few of those thrifties.
Basically a reset here on the second half.
Gotta go.
This could be challenging, really, for both teams because they're both effective at pistols. Vera has an idea where he wants to go. There is a wall available.
Sure.
Sephiroth, hello?
Oh, my word. The barrage of bullets took him down before he even managed to get to safety.
Here.
Saw the idea, but too many bullets to spare. Too many bullets to tank. Motive now have the advantage. I wonder what's on their mind. That wall should be causing a few problems, but they have to call that there's a million people here.
Oh, yep, there it is. Vera, though, able to get that shots. Styron.
Oh, they got
You
griefed.
got as well with a couple of chip damage on the board with the shock dart. Forced to rotate just in case you might get overwhelmed. Repositions for a better angle outside of garage, but somebody's already peeking out, and the trade happens. All up to Laz. Wayne, practically one bullet away. So it's a 2v1 situation. Let's see how they're gonna play this out. There is a lot of patience coming from flaring onto backside as the Poison Cloud expires. Has the ghost, has the angle, has the range. Identifies where the last player is going to be coming from. Snakebite utilized as well. And the Poison Cloud to boot. This is... You have no passage here. You cannot pass through. Laz decides to take the long run over here towards this corner. And flaring is going to end his life. Motive now taking the lead.
I just realized how fitting it is to say that Viper is so toxic on these lesser buy rounds because number one, you're already a little squishier than normal. You walk into a Tox Wall or a Tox Orb, you lose a chunk of your health, you're winding down. I was also talking about how obnoxious the Razor Vine Viper Spit combo is.
Oh my word,
when you run a
yes.
Vice with it.
Yep.
And... well, we're not seeing a Vice, but there's so many potential combos that honestly, I love seeing. Maybe there's a little bit of a bias there because I'm a Viper main, but hey,
A little bit of a bias, just a little.
just a tiny bit. Honestly.
Here.
Sprinkle of it.
A smidge. Okay. Look at this though. Motive. They have no idea that they're in close proximity with their enemies. They jump throughout the box. They look to the side, and guess what? It's a party. Wayne though with the stinger in his Paranoia Eternal. The Sushi Boy is peeking through window as well. The Colat shot's gonna finish the job. And oh my word. It's a party, alright.
And it is. Lots of the fireworks going into the face of Full Sense, causing a lot of accidents. Leviathan still has an extra layer of protection here, but the ROF from these weapons are just gonna shred right through him. 2 rounds up is Motive, and quite possibly are in a good position to convert this bonus. They have a Phantom, they have a Bulldog. They might just be or rather, they might need to be, you know, a bit more close with these Stingers, just like this round. But surely Full Sense are aware of these shenanigans by now.
Yeah. Every corner was taken care of. Basically boxed them in onto spawn. And let's see, Motive really happy about that one. as they are now taking the lead with 2 points. Vera gonna try to possibly slow down the pace a little bit. They creep up slowly onto long.
That wall is once again causing a lot of issues. The hesitation was enough for Wayne to click QQ God in his QQ face. Full sense
The
down
QQ
one.
face. Vera though, Potter trying to make things even and make things challenging for A to not be as open as Motive thinks. Paranoia will hit Potter, so Motive is able to escape. No. Yes, they will be as they transition to sewers.
Did he hear the gun getting picked up? I'm sure he did, right?
Yeah. Possibly. Oh!
Player standing.
Doesn't expect that there's gonna be 2 extra players. And now 3 members of Motive do the rotations, all up to Sephiroth to catch this.
This is a great read or great comms or both. And Sephiroth could actually just destroy them here.
I agree. There's the drop down, and no, Wayne says, we're gonna keep taking this lead, and we're gonna keep it.
Could was the word. That was an almost perfect bonus round here. Wayne escaping with 2 HP and still allowing his teammates, despite all the action he found in that round, to succeed. Potter lands a fantastic shot and maybe relayed enough information to have a chance after that round, but like we said, Motive is just too well oiled at the moment. They have to be careful though. Their thrifties have been pretty lethal on Full Sense, and it looks like they're more willing to fight with this quote-unquote throwaway round.
Yeah, I agree. Even going in close proximity. Oh dear! The phrase didn't work out. Leviathan though, the beautiful headshot. Sushi Boy is making it even as he takes down Sephiroth. Wayne able to get the spray down through the smoke, gets rewarded. Leviathan just wanted to cross. I sounded like Mickey Mouse there for a second.
Hi, Mickey. I don't know how to do the voice. I think that was
That's
close, right?
okay, Raph.
Well, they've definitely been taking Full Sense for a ride here, and you can see all the hazards come into play. Accidents brought to you by Motive Esports.
Oh,
Oh, Laz got a helmet though.
true. Laz with a very that's gonna help with the possible retake if they're able to get 3 upgrades on their weapons as the corpses are close by. There you go. An upgrade of Phantom. But Laz is quite low. Now the silence might be deafening. The questions
seconds
keep
left.
building. Where are they going to go?
Good alarm bot here. So if they spot one, then they have a lot of educated guesses left in the tank. Well, no need to guess.
I'm gonna guess knows where the last person in is going to be coming from. As Sushi Boys ends the round. Motive now onto the double digits.
Where is the response by Full Sense? As the scrolls foretold, their defense is non-existent. Oh no. But at the same time, you go against double controller and your team like Full Sense who have the tendency to push out on defense just makes it more challenging because we've already seen that with the Viper wall towards sewer. And Wayne, you know, that one Wayne kill. Because of that hesitation on that swing, he got a freebie even though the wall was off. And I think that's just like so much mental stack that the Viper provides. We still have not seen a pit just yet, but it doesn't even seem like Motive needed. They're 4 rounds up. Everything has been going their way. And Full Sense, they're a little confused. Do we turtle up a bit more and allow the smokes to kind of overwhelm us? Do we allow that Yoru to roam around our potential backline? Or do we go aggressive and potentially fight that early presence that Motive like to flash? Again, there's another laundry list of issues that they're trying to fix, but this time it's on a map that statistically they should be better at.
It's just that Motive does feel like at first contact, especially around mid, around B, outside of garage, Motive is just much more equipped to take on these fights. Just much faster on the trigger. And now here we go. Operator on operator here, Raph.
Let's see who's keener and meaner and quicker.
Yeah,
But it doesn't look like speed is the name of the game here. It's wit.
It is wit.
Lots of thinking, lots of mental warfare, and lots of potential friend training here. Lots of buddy systems, lots of trades potentially could happen.
True.
But full sense, look at that. They've receded so far into the site. I wonder how this is going to work out for them.
There are 2 tripwires that they must be careful. As Vera trying his best to really land a couple of these danger shots. QQ God. Spots out flaring out of the smoke. And now they back away and respect that.
Take flight.
Fair enough. Have a nice day. They walk back out. Full sense are expecting the rehit though. The double wires are still here.
Ooh!
No way, right?
There's no way. I thought it was gonna be it. Better be careful.
Vera, no!
Gotta get spotted. The scan is there now.
Oh
Don't
my-
believe my eyes. Vera's still able to escape through all of
30
that.
seconds
Now
left.
there's smokes. Now there's paranoia. The darkness. It is not comforting for full sense. And motive immediately dominates A.
It's that one question that you ask Manhattan Cafe. Do you always run in the dark? Trying to relax here.
Yeah, true.
Again, Laz should have had a pretty easy kill there. Like, let's be honest. Vera was tagged up twice. Not entirely sure why he couldn't land the shots, but it does happen. It just sucks when it does.
I mean, it's still possible. Oh, Potter able to teleport out of there. Able to save the operator, but not able to save the round. Motive continues to dominate the second half, 11-6.
Oh boy. Potter
boy is right.
with the operator.
Go, go, go!
Yeah, I mean, this is a grown man situation here. 1v4 with the op, trying to save, trying to keep your economy afloat. Try not to lose the round, try not to lose your tournament run.
Oh, that's
Potentially not have bad luck. Oh.
Oh. Okay. That is definitely the outcome that they wanted after. You know, Potter was the only one left as we take a look at the replay.
30 seconds left.
Man, again, if they found that frag onto Vera, then I would honestly believe that they would have never committed to that push. Because the fact that 2 players exposed themselves just by gunfire and just getting paranoid, it was enough for motive to confirm. Okay, there's 4 of us here and there's 2 of them.
Here.
Numbers.
That's the math. U equals
Yes.
MA squared. Wayne, though.
And peak equals dead, apparently.
Yeah. 11-6. Motive, even having the lead in this round. Wow, how will Leviathan create an opening here outside of Garage? It is spotted out by a turret as well as Sushi Boys. So an opening might not even be available.
A really good question. I feel like if they had just a bit more volume coming from his ult, then maybe they'd have a bit more rounds to work with. But he's been completely shut down, either from a spray from the dark or him just not getting a fair fight, a fair clean fight.
Shocking!
There's just so many factors.
The biggest factor here is Vera's overdrive. So far, it has been branding wins over wins over wins. Leviathan's gonna get taken down as well. QQ God responds with a Hunter's Fury for himself to prevent the spike from going down. Buys a bit of time. 15 seconds on the clock. That is quite a lot. And Motive, they have the numbers advantage. They have the position advantage as well.
Thought lacking was a Leviathan in that smoke, and it wasn't necessarily his fault. It's really just one of those bad rolls. Also, great intuition by Vera to just, you know, swing at the fences, electrocute a few people here and there. Cause a few accidents for full sense. Why not? You know what I mean? look
And
at
they're
that.
rewarded,
Not-
yeah.
Yeah, the reward is so great, Riku. I mean, sure, they're gonna have the duelist ults, and sure, they might have Laz and Sephiroth's ult available very soon. But none of these are really team fighting ults, you know? Maybe
Yeah.
Potter, sure. But there has to be, like, something behind it. There has to be a combo for it to get utilized.
Match point.
And match point already has arrived for Motive. They are in prime position to take this series 2-0 and knock down full sense to the lower bracket. And we talked about this, Raph. We're expecting a full map 3 for both of these teams, as the rivalry of both has been building up for the entire year, if not since last year, actually.
Yeah, I mean, series score now even 2-2 if Motive can seal the deal, but we have not seen out any issues whatsoever when it comes to the home stretch. You could say there's a little bit of haste there when they're really trying to hit that checkered flag. It even looks like they want to go for another victory lap here, but you got to remember, full sense of full armory, and they have Leviathan awaiting for any confirmation for him to pop that kill contract.
Exactly. The moment that he hears something, an idea, movement, he will activate that. But looks like Motive is changing gears a little bit,
Spike drop.
as they are going to be swapping the operator onto Styron. Now, Poison Cloud is going to be reignited. It goes down, the curtains fall, and so does Potter's life. QQ God, now -1. He wants to push through. The crossfire's working out. Styron not stopping. And Sephiroth has a kill of his own as well. QQ, look at flaring though. Coming from behind, spots out the garage doors. As the snakebite will be retracted, positioning will
30
be
seconds
changed.
left.
And now sees Laz running away. And I think that's the right call, as the spike is not near his position.
Not at all. The all-seeing eyes of Sephiroth are guarding mid. There is a lot of backup flowing out of B main. And Flaring wants to save this Vandal. Sure, they have a big lead, but you have to play by the numbers. You can't just be willy-nilly with how you swing. And as I say that, Sephiroth collects the 3rd kill. And this effort to stay alive in the upper bracket.
Beautiful. Crossfire there, coming from the side of Full Sense. The slide comes through. Despite Styron being able to land 2 frags, the numbers are just too much for Flaring at the end.
Unruffled is Full Sense. They're banking off this adrenaline rush to maybe bring this into overtime. But Leviathan is looking dangerously tender without his armor, without his shields. But Potter's tempted fate here.
Ooh, Hunter's Fury activated over here onto Sewers, on to Link as well, holding a pause a little bit as QQ God remains on to Heaven. They've infiltrated successfully the site of A as they plant the spike. Shock Dart will miss a little bit, so Sushi Boys is able to plant the spike scot-free. Dimensional Drift now activated just to spot things out. Lockdown even added to force them out of position, but guess what? You can't exactly run away and reposition because Potter is right there. Styron does have the other flank way late in close proximity. Gets the 1, doesn't get the 2nd, as Wayne will be able to really clutch this out. 3v2 situation. How will Vera and Styron and this one, as Styron gets a double. The one last player remains. He jumps down towards his descent, and Motive Esports with Styron coming in with a clutch.